Hi friends, I am going to do this mask that I've done many times because it's my favorite, Victoria Deanne Pepto Nano, and I'm going to do it because I dermaplaned before this and I cut the crap out of myself like 3 different times because I was trying to do it quickly so that I could get on with my Mask Monday so I could get my video done since it's afternoon on Monday and I'm still getting around to it. I also decided I hadn't done one of my BB Glow treatments that I try to do to myself every now and then for a long time either, so I was going to do it after I dermaplaned because I like to do extra exfoliating before BB Glow, so I felt like that would be a good thing to do, my dermaplaning and then my BB Glow, and then since I kept myself all up. Anyway, this is a great mask. I've mentioned it many different times, but in case you had fast forwarded through that part, this is like a biocellulose, right? It's a nanocellulose mask, which means that I can use then my other forms of electricity over it, and I can use my microcurrent, and the red light therapy will penetrate it. See, there's a layer on here I need to move. But it's pretty forming. That little part and rub it in my hands, probably down my neck and into my chest. Okay. Then, so I have this Clear Blend Mini that is my microcurrent. And I'm going to probably just do it while we talk, but I'm also going to do some of the question and answers that I've seen out. And I know Kim from Kimmy's Boxes, I've seen her do several of them. I don't know if they're all from her or not, because I'm confused and I don't even know what's going on. But that's what we're going to do. And I'm getting excited and using this way too quickly because I'm talking. Not that it's really going to hurt it. Okay, so the first song on my iPod. I don't have an iPod, never have. So I'm going to tell you what Spotify said my most played song was, and I think it was St. Anne's Parade. My scariest experience. I think that there's going to be some of you that have went through this also, and you're going to think it's dumb of me, but I had vertigo one time, maybe 5 years ago, and I woke up in the middle of the night just to have to go to the bathroom, and I couldn't get to the bathroom. Like, the house was spinning, I was spinning, I felt topsy-turvy. I thought I was having a brain aneurysm or something, because I'd heard the term vertigo before in my life, but I honestly, like, it was kind of like that movie, you know, from the, I don't know, 50s or something that was out about vertigo, and I thought it had something more about the fear of heights or something. I guess I just never paid that much attention to it. And I woke my husband up and told him, like, I think I'm dying. Like, I've never heard of what brain aneurysms really feel like, but I've heard of people dying from them, and just really unexpectedly at way too young of an age, and with the way I felt, like, just completely dizzy and spinning, I thought maybe that's what was happening. Anyway, my husband Googled it, helped me to the bathroom so I could potty, and then told me he thought that it was probably vertigo and I should probably just go back to sleep and that maybe it would be better. And then that was maybe, 2 in the morning or something. And by 5 in the morning, it definitely was not better. I was feeling just as awful, and I still wasn't convinced that it wasn't something that was going to kill me, because I like, he did Google searches. I didn't know for sure that he knew what he was talking about. Anyway, I made him take me to the emergency room, and I could barely stand up and walk, which I know seems silly. My cat's eating the wrong food. Hang on. Yes, my cat that doesn't need the kidney disease food, who was eating the disease food. And literally my cat that is only supposed to eat that came in kind of licking her lips, so she had probably been in the other cat's food, the cat food that's going to kill her, that I tell her that all the time, and she doesn't seem to care or notice. Anyway, at the emergency room, they just kept flipping me around, and that was the worst thing ever, because the more, if my head wasn't completely 100% still, everything was just completely spinning and felt like I needed to throw up and felt like I was dying. And I remember the emergency room doctor flipping me into some kind of position where I was kind of leaning over, and I was staring at his blue suede shoes, thinking, and not being able to like open my mouth and say it, because I knew if I opened my mouth I was definitely going to vomit. But I was thinking in my mind, why would he, if he knows that I'm about to be sick, and I had been like sick already, they brought me like a bucket, but now the way he's positioned me leaning over the side of the railing with his feet underneath it, I just thought was like the dumbest thing he could have possibly done. Luckily he moved, and I didn't vomit on his shoes. But isn't that like just one of the craziest things that you're sitting there thinking when you're also thinking you might die? I definitely did not want to vomit on that doctor's blue suede shoes. Anyway, they took me in for other like tests and stuff, and kept me in the hospital, you know, that, so I went in like at 5 in the morning all that day and night into the next day. And then like maybe at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they finally had this like physical therapist come in that did just these movements on my body. And I mean, like literally just like, move me this way, move me this way, move me this way. It was weird. And it felt 95% better. Like I no longer felt like I was dying. I no longer felt like just everything about me, you know, was spinning and I was going to be sick. With just one little physical therapist turning me into physicians. It was crazy. Again, 95% better. So I still like, it was a weird feeling. And I still like wasn't supposed to do much for a couple of days and then go to physical therapy and things and have it done again. It was very weird though. That whole vertigo thing is so much crazier than I ever knew before that. That was question number 2. I promise they won't all be that long. Okay, siblings. I have one brother and one sister, and I love them both. They're both older than me. My brother by 10 years older, and my sister 16 years older. What are you good at? I was really good at giving facials. I did that for 25 years, I don't know, something like that. Where I'd like to live. If I could just pick anywhere, I like Key West enough to absolutely, you know, wish that I could live there. The living expense is so expensive because I looked into it one time. But I think the weather there is amazing. It's like the coolest place in the summer in Florida, and it's like the warmest place in the winter in Florida. I like places with live music all the time, and I know you don't think of Key West for live music, you know, you'd think more New Orleans or Memphis or, you know, something, but Key West still has, you know, in each of their little bars, you know, and they've got the Duval Street Strip, just fun, you know, live local music. And I like places that you can walk on the street with your drink and go into one fun place and sit for a little bit, and if you haven't finished your drink but you want to go to the next place, you take it out of there and walk down to the next place. That's what I like. What I'm bad at. Speaking, reading, math, remembering anything, exercising, eating healthy. My favorite female singer, I'm going to say Pink. I also like Dolly Parton and Lily Allen and Jen Wigmore. Male singer, I like Sturgill Simpson, John Prine, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson. Favorite band, Andy Frasco and the UN is my favorite band to go see. I also like Shuffles and Rope. They're more of a duo. I don't know if they're a band. Fruition, Dawes. Last 2 concerts I went to would have been Andy Frasco and the UN. We were supposed to go, you know, last year, 2020. We had tickets to Bonnaroo. We had tickets to Summer Camp, which was a much smaller music festival, but still one we like to go to. We had tickets to Hinterland. All of those things got canceled. So, you know, it would have been like the year before that we actually was seeing music. And I think we also saw like Dawes and Shuffles and Rope. And we did, the year before, we made it to lots of music festivals. So, celebrity crush, male, Jason Momoa. Female, Kate McKinnon, which she's replaced Mariska Hargitay, who was my female crush for, the other 20 years of my life. I do think Mariska Hargitay is a beautiful, beautiful woman. But Kate McKinnon, she's so stinking funny. I can't handle it. She's so funny. Okay, cats or dogs? Cats right now because I'm lazy. And you can leave them alone for 3 days and they're going to be okay. You can't do that to a dog. You can't leave a dog. Actually, we did potty train our last dog to use a litter box, but usually that isn't the case. And yeah, before 8 years ago, I would have definitely said dogs, but I am lazy. Month I was born, June. Favorite fruit, pineapple and blackberries. I love both of those and can eat trays and trays of them. I don't know. Favorite vegetable. I don't like any vegetables unless you count like a baked potato or that's the only one I really like. I can eat some corn, but I'm not even sure that counts as a vegetable either. I don't eat vegetables. My cat is covering me. Biggest worry. For sure that my kids are making decisions that will make them happy in life is my biggest worry. I sometimes think I probably could have been somebody that if I didn't have kids would have been almost equally as happy because of how much worry and stress they also bring along with the joy and wonderfulness. But I mean, I want my kids to be happy, and when they're not, it is very, very stressful. My favorite ice cream flavor, probably if you had to do one that's going to be your favorite flavor anywhere you go, I love mint chocolate chip. And I like the Breyers mint chocolate chip that's that white mint instead of the chocolate or the green colored mint. But if you're going to do it that, I could say brand 2. Fish Food by Ben & Jerry's is my favorite. It is chocolate ice cream with marshmallow swirls, caramel swirls, and fudgy fish. Jobs. If we're going back to 7th grade, my first job ever was I cleaned a bank, which is kind of interesting that they gave, the code to, turn off the alarms and security things to a 7th grader. But it was a small town and a different time. What was that, 1987? And then starting in 8th grade, I started bussing tables at a restaurant, and then on Tuesday nights I would do the dishes there, and Saturday nights I waited tables. Sunday afternoons I bussed. I think there was another one, but now I don't even know. Okay, so that was 8th grade to my senior year. And then starting in 1993, I worked at a hair salon. I went to beauty school, got my beauty license, did hair, did facials, did nails, pedicures, all that stuff. There was a while in 93 that I also worked at a coffee shop. It was one of the first coffee shops in our town, and I thought that would be really cool because I think, I don't know, that movie Singles or something with Bridget Fonda worked at a coffee shop, and I thought she looked so cool. I wanted to make people espressos. And my friends had a bar, so sometimes I would bartend even up till last year, just because I liked it and I thought it was fun. I felt like I was being out and being social, and yet I didn't wake up with a hangover because I had worked the night before instead of drank the night before. And the only other job that I've ever had in between that, there was like 5 years that I didn't work because I was raising the kids and they were getting to be busy enough that I was, taking off work more often than I was staying at work. And I owned the salon and I had other people working for me, so it wasn't like a huge deal. But anyway, then after, I'm not somebody that does well being at home and not having a job. So I started volunteering at an animal shelter, and maybe 6 months into volunteering there, they had several girls just get up and kind of leave, not be able to, take it. And so as a volunteer, I went and I just started managing the place. I know that sounds so weird, but it was a little backward shelter that needed a lot of help. And the people they had working there weren't really in a position to take it over. They were more like, just people who cleaned litter boxes, not could run the whole place. So I actually ran an animal shelter for like 9 months. And actually I loved it. It felt way more fulfilling than any of the time that I worked at the hair salon. Anyway, but that also has different kinds of emotional tolls because you love the animals. Where are we? And how far in are we? Okay. Bath or shower? I've said this before. Baths to relax, showers to be quick. Do you have a lot of friends? I used to have a lot of friends until we moved 7 hours away from all of my friends in March, and then there was a global pandemic. And there was about 8 people that I would have considered my super best girlfriends. I loved them. I could have called any of them, and if I was, needed something or was down or was sick or whatever, like any of them, we were just a very tight group set of girlfriends. These are some weird questions, Kim. There was, what do you think of cheating? I guess I think it's sad. I think that if people want to cheat on their spouse, they should work it out ahead of time. And some people have open relationships and it would work for them. And if one person wants to have an open relationship and the other person doesn't, then clearly that's not a good relationship to be in, and you need to fix that. I think communication needs to be had. Okay. Single or taken? I have been married for, what did I decide? 26 years. Straight, gay, or bisexual? I am straight because I've been married to a man for 26 years. Although I do tell my husband that, like, if he leaves me in whatever fashion it is, I know, and I'm not being, it's not just a switching back and forth kind of thing. You don't get to choose. But I almost think I could be, I've got a girlfriend who's a lesbian, and she's one of my very best friends, and I just think, yeah, girls sometimes would be way easier to live with than men. Pizza topping. That goes from quite one realm to the next. Ham is my favorite pizza topping. What is my chicken scratches here? Favorite song at the moment. I've been listening to F2020 a lot from Avenue Beat. The Meaning from Fruition, and When I Get to Heaven from John Prine. What can I hear right now? My air purifier. I have it going at all times in this little room for my 3 cats. Last thing I watched on TV. I really do not watch much TV at all, but my husband told me I would like the show and he wanted to watch it with me, and it was called Mike Judge Presents Tales from the Tour Bus. And I think it might be like the King of the Hill guy that has interviewed like the roadies and the backup bands for all these like old country western stars from like Tammy Wynette and George Jones and Waylon Jennings. And anyway, the new episode, has a different person each time. And it was fun. I think we watched the whole season. Like there's maybe 8 episodes or something. Last reason for an argument. I am going to say it was probably either something that I thought was a racist statement, or there was some kind of political thing or some kind of mask thing. I don't feel like I argue too often, but I did basically have to get off of Facebook completely because I felt like all my friends were being crazy. And I would want to tell them about it. And I think that was plenty long enough, so I don't think I'll do the rest of these. And we'll just call that a good day. Thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed a little time with question and answers with Casey. You know what, though? Should I take this off so you can see me? Maybe I should end my video with it off instead. And then I should say, thanks for joining me. Like and subscribe. Oh, I did wear one of those stickers to bed, and I took a little video. Maybe this video is too long and I can't insert that. I don't know. Stick around if it's there. Otherwise, if it's too long, it won't be. All right, thanks. Bye.